Hi everybody, today I'm going to try something new. I am going to go through 3 different stocks a little bit quicker than I usually do. I think that most of you appreciate that. I feel like that can give them kind of more fast-paced and kind of more interesting touch to the whole to my videos. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish today. First of all, I got Macy's, which I have been looking at for a while. Me and my wife, actually, she's also into this trading and specifically swing trading. She brought this to my kind of she kind of brought this to me, and I thought it looked interesting, so I was going to share it with you. It's Macy's, as I said, and we have a swing trade opportunity right here. Macy's tried before to break out of its consolidation right here, could not do it, and it's now back under the support, or sorry, the resistance. It's under the resistance again, and the next stop down would be somewhere around here, and then we have a minor support right here around 55, so first stop will be 56, 40, something like that. What is really interesting though is this right here. Let's see if I can get my drawing tools. Perfect. Use that. See if I... Right here. It's a big gap, and you know that I have been a big fan of gaps in slow bull markets, and we're still in a slow uptrend bull market, so I'm a huge fan of this. This looks really cool and I like it a lot, and that would give us such a tremendous risk to reward trade if you're going the long-term trade right here and try to gamble that this gap is going to be filled. We're going to put a short, and we can have the stop loss around 60 and 71 cents, something like that, which give us just barely a % or 2 here, not even, as a stop loss. And then we can hope that the stock goes first down to this area, and then we can sell off half and bring home, so at least break even. But we can leave, you know, 10-20% just a spice, and see here. Here's the huge one. Here's the really nice risk to reward to risk trade right here. That's beautiful. You don't see it often. It's coming down here. It's been going down for a while. Sure, the RSI is pretty low right now, so you might see a consolidation, blip, 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 and then, you know, more downwards. So that's what we're looking at right now. So stop loss here, and maybe take home profit here. Take home at least half or something like that. I would. You can be a real, you know, badass and don't take home anything and just wait for this right here. But I would probably not. I'd probably take home 50 right here, and then I would close out the sell right here, the trade, sorry. But that's a very risky short, of course. But sure, that's something one could wonder if that might be a cool thing to do. If not, you know, sell off half here. If it bumps up again, you can quickly switch over and hope that this trending channel continues here, which we really need as well, of course. Apart from that, what can we do with Macy's? That's pretty much it for my ideas when it comes to trading Macy's right now. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. If there's something else that I was supposed to say about this, I would probably come back to this in another video, but for now I think that is the trading setup for Macy's. And we have a couple more stocks here. I was looking at Target as well, which looks pretty sweet. Let's see, so the drawing still works here. Yes, it does. Perfect. Macy's is interesting from numerous perspectives. It has a gap I know. I keep on talking about these gaps, but you know, I do love them so very much. I'm sorry about this. The technology doesn't really want to work with me today. The gap right here, slow bull market. Wow, that is probably even better than Macy's if you look at the gap, because this is a bullish gap, or it was a bearish gap when it happened, but now for us this would be a bullish indicator, and of course you should never really go against the trend of the big market if you don't really know what you're doing. I felt that Macy's might be one of those occasions, but this is totally a safer trade. The market is slowly moving upwards, and we are prone right here to cover this gap at 66.33, which gives a nice little journey up here of $4 or something a pop, and we can cover that gap up. That would be really nice. As far as the downside to this, where we want to put our stop loss to get a nice risk and reward, I do not really know actually. I would probably, that's the problem right here. We're coming up right after this resistance and support right here. If it managed to break out of this, and well, that's the worst. That's the worst arrow I ever saw in my whole life. It's supposed to be an arrow, so pointing upwards. If we break out of this, then we could put the stop loss right here. But for now, it's kind of hard. You kind of just have to have a feeling for it. You could probably put the stop right here around where the two closest tops have been. That's something you could do, but then we don't really have a good risk reward. We're looking at $2 versus, you know, $2 a share on the stop loss, and only $4 or something for the stop loss for the trade as a whole, which only gives us a risk reward of 2, which might not be what we're looking for. So, and also another thing I would point out before I forget that is that in here we're having a doji right here. This little thing here is a doji, and that is usually means that we have a little decline coming out, so that might be something to look for. If it goes down and we're around here and it bounces up again, then you might want to take and look at this gap. So this might be premature actually. We have a doji right here. If you want to be brave, you go in right now and wait for the gap to be filled. That could probably pay off. It's a bull market after all. If you do not feel for like that is your thing, wait for it to kind of meet resistance here again, so it bounces off, and then we might be prone to go through this resistance and head over to fill the gap. That might be something to look at actually. And finally we have Walmart. It's a lot of retail today, but I do feel like the retailers are kind of have been both overtraded and not traded enough based on which retailer is. So that's why I have mixed feelings about this, both bullish and bearish. Walmart, interesting. The former resistance is now support. If it bounces off this, we could see a bounce up to at least this area around here, which would give us a couple of bucks on the upside, and of course we're using this as a stop loss. That is of course very risky, because I don't know if anyone else refers to this like this. It's kind of my homemade trading talk here at home with my wife. This is kind of a diminishing return stop loss. The further ahead in this graph you're gonna get, the further away the stop loss is gonna be. So, and the upside shrinks, of course. So this might be something that we look into if you want to really if you're really gonna look at this from day to day, if you're not gonna trade as a swing trader, maybe as a longer than day trader, of course, but shorter than a swing trade, because this might break through in 1 or 2 days, and then that game is over right there. So that's something to look at. I just thought it was interesting how the former support and the resistance is now support, which is always interesting. We see in the bigger picture with Walmart, we have maybe a head shoulder going on here, and if you do, we're going to be prone to go down and look around 68 or something. So that's a bearish signal as well. So I don't really know what to do with Walmart. I'm sorry. I would probably put a stop loss here, see if it turns up, and maybe makes a comeback to around 79 or at least 77. If we break through the stop loss, you can be strong and kind of gamble and make this a stop loss again, but put a short in and then short down to around this resistance area right here. If we break through that, then the head and shoulder formation is completed, and we should be looking at $67 or something like that. But that's something to keep in mind as well. Well, that was pretty much it. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a nice trading week.